Okay, so you want to be a filmmaker, but you don't know where to start or how. In the past year, I've created a business, I've done tons of film work, and I have thrown myself into the film industry. I'm getting paid work, I'm doing as much work as I like, I get to be my own boss, and I've only been in this thing for 1 year. If you want to be successful after just 1 year and be making money, like I am, from the thing you love, here are 5 things that I've learned after 1 year in this industry and what you need to be sure of going in. Tip number 1 is drive. You have to want this. This career that you're taking on, this thing that you want to become, takes long hours, hard days, boring days, time, nights, so much time and effort that you need to put in, and if you don't love this, it's not going to be worth it. You have to be able to sit through 3 hours on a set when they're filming and say, for example, you're there holding a boom mic. I had to do that for a film. It was boring as hell, but I loved it because it was the thing I love. If you don't want this thing badly, you're gonna get chewed up and spit out as quick as you went in. The second one is also drive, but in a car. One of the most important things in this industry is convenience. When you're making a film, you go to the locations that are close to you. You hire the people that are close to you, that are cheap, that can do lots of things, that can get to you whenever you want them to. So to be successful in this industry, you need to be convenient. And how do you do that? Well, you need to be able to go somewhere whenever you're needed. If someone's waiting for you to get somewhere and you end up being late because you took public transport or anything else, then that's going to be remembered. Now, I'm not saying that you have to get your license. Look, if you can get yourself anywhere you need, whether it's on like a bus or a train or even Uber or getting lifts from your parents, that's fine as long as you can make that work. Bottom line is you need to be convenient, available, and be able to get there at a moment's notice. I know personally that having a car this last year, if I didn't have a car and if I didn't have my license, I wouldn't have been able to do half of the stuff that I ended up doing, and I wouldn't be nearly as successful. You can talk about camera gear and microphones and lenses and everything else, but a car is some really good gear to have. Number 3, be a jack of all trades. Continuing with the theme of conveniency, you need to be able to do whatever they need you to do. Any film set you go on, any place that you go, you need to be a complete sponge of knowledge. Take in whatever you see. Learn what the camera guy does. Learn what the lighting guy does. Learn what everyone has to do in each of their different roles. And in the future, people are going to think, do I want to hire 2 guys who can do 1 job each, or 1 guy who can do 2 jobs? And it's a pretty easy decision to make. Be adaptive. If you can learn everything there is to do in film, people are going to want to hire you because you're more valuable than 3 people put together who can only do 1 thing. Bonus tip is get to as many sets as you can. Do as many film jobs as you can. Even if they're crappy, go to as many places that are doing film as you can because it's just learning. You will learn so much. Even learning what not to do by going to shitty film sets is so much more valuable than not going at all. I highly recommend any opportunity you get to go to any set, whether it's good, bad, ugly, just go because it's going to help you in the long run. Okay, number 4, this is your dream. Invest in it. In this industry, time is money, and they're both very valuable. This dream won't be achievable if you don't put the right amount of hours and money into it. Now, whether that means taking 1 less shift a week so that you can learn Photoshop or Premiere or how to edit, how to set up a camera, time or money that you can invest into your dream is going to exponentially pay you back in terms of knowledge, experience, and everything else. If you invest 10 hours on an unpaid film job, how to run a film set, how to just be on a film set, how to sit through film, what to do on a film set, everything is beneficial to you. Don't scoff at a film opportunity and say, that's not so good, I shouldn't waste my time on that. It's not wasting your time, it's investing. Money spent on gas for your car, money spent on gear for your camera, any of that stuff, it's all investing. I know it might seem hard and it might seem like there's really expensive lenses that need a lot of money. At the end of the day, when you look at your nice camera or the nice film that you've completed because you put money into it, you're going to be so much happier for investing in your dream. Number 5, and this is probably the most important one, is don't underestimate yourself. Last year, I was very, very successful, and I'm 18 years old. Last year, I was in my first year of film, and so I'm essentially young, stupid, and I don't have any qualifications. That doesn't hold me back. I know too many people who look at themselves and say, I don't have the experience, I don't have the gear, I don't have the age, I don't have the knowledge, all this other crap. It's bullshit. Odds are, if someone's advertising a job that they want you to do, it's because they can't do it themselves or they don't know someone good enough to do it. So you might well be that person. There's no point in not applying to a job because you're scared, because you're worried. So many jobs I went to, I had to talk myself up ridiculously. I'm really passionate. I love this film thing. I'm studying film. I'm doing all this other stuff. I'm really, really involved. It wasn't necessarily a lie, but you have to talk yourself up. You have to believe believe in yourself more than anyone else. If people see that you believe in yourself, then they'll want to believe in you too. If you can't even believe in yourself, why should they? Lead by example. Show that you are worth it and that you are worth hiring. There's nothing more impressive than self-confidence. Arrogance is bad. Be self-confident. Don't think of yourself as worthless or dumb or not good enough or not experienced enough. Think of yourself as what you are, passionate about this craft. Okay, so there are a couple tips on filmmaking. I know I said invest in your dream, but don't underestimate the gear you had either. For my first year of film, I was using this, a Canon 650D DSLR, and it's a pretty cheap DSLR, and I did a lot of my jobs, paid jobs, with this camera. Now I have a Canon 80D that I'm shooting this on, and I do more of my jobs on this than this. It is nice to have both, but I started out with this, and I started out with like 2 lenses, and then I eventually invested in a 3rd one, and now I have a 4th one that I'm filming this on. You just gotta invest in your dream. Don't think that you don't have enough gear. If you can edit well enough, you don't need things like zoom lenses or 2 cameras. You can just do it. That's another bonus tip. Learn how to edit well, because editing is the best way to cover up poor gear or poor filmmaking. If you can edit well, you can trick most people into thinking that you're pretty amazing. Last year, I got flown to Queensland, which is like all the way across Australia, for free. I got to go to a music festival all day, free food, free alcohol, free parking, no expense from my end, and I was getting to film for those things. I was getting to work, do what I love, and it was for free. I didn't get paid for those jobs, albeit, but I didn't have to pay anything to do something that was amazing. This industry, this career is so fun, and you're gonna love it. This can be a bonus tip, this can be the moral of the video. Just enjoy yourself, because this is a beautiful, amazing, fun career to go into. If you wanna know where I found a lot of the jobs that I applied for, there's a website called Star Now that I used. There's also like a local Facebook page I used. I went on the Perth Film Network, but there are probably a bunch of other local Film Network Facebook pages wherever you live. My biggest piece of advice is just find whatever website or Facebook page or whatever there is in your area and just apply to everything you find on it. Even if it costs money, again, invest in your dream, just apply, because any job that you can get is always experience. But cool, that's that. It's been a pretty good year last year. Let's hope for more success. Huzzah. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you give it a like or a subscribe, hey? That's what you gotta say to keep the lights on these days. Alright, thanks a lot. Cheers.